Hello guys, and welcome. Sorry. Hello guys, and welcome to another stream. I really hope this one works this time. We're going to get the restream chat set up. Let's see. Also, the music is playing, and also I have a new screen reader, which really sucks. So
Lunatone has arrived.
Really sorry about that.
Desktop list. Recycle bin 8. Restream chat 20. Lunatone leaves east.
It's telling me that a player is leaving.
Header clickable.
Okay.
Type a message. Edit blank.
Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a new thing for me. So, I think I got restream chat set up. So yeah, we will be
clickable. The chat is waiting for new messages.
Doing
heading level 3. Hooray! The chat clickable menu button sub menu.
Hang on.
Red circle live studio studio.restream muse client alt muse.
Okay, so I don't know why I cannot.
Area music disabled.
Okay, there we go. I just turned off the area music for a while, so I can actually explain what's going on. Also, I don't know why I can't change the area music volume. I was able to do it on one of my characters, but not this one. So, I don't know what's going on. I will fix that, hopefully. So, today, we are going to do a side quest before we go defeat the vampires in the graveyard. So that is a quest where we go and we help out this local druid in the Stoney Fields, which I don't know if you guys remember that from last time, but it was where we went around killing imps, and near where that cave was, we went and got the staff. So let's go. I did learn a couple of new skills off of stream. So my
Friend,
character
Earthwolf posted, you finished Denton's workshop. Has like 9 fame.
Yeah, so my friends are posting things and it will say, you know, who logs into the game.
Earthwolf posted, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. Something about a higher level area. So, let's go and kill some, or, well, we're not going to kill anybody. We're going to, go help out this druid in this place.
The guarded entrance to the encampment. The only entrance to, or exit from, the encampment is. You are carrying the following 3 items. A carrying pouch, a blazing torch, light, and a holiday stocking. 11 a.m. Friend, Earthwolf posted, remember that area has 3 stores. You step out of the safety of the camp. North, a heavily warded way. The Stoney Field.
Here we go.
Use Alt-Z to clear the unexplored map. You are surrounded by a flickering blue glow. When it fades, you find yourself elsewhere. A large waypoint in a stony field. Waypoints are a quick way to get from place to place without needing to walk. You can travel between waypoints using the waypoint command. You can use the pray here command to add this waypoint to your waypoint list. 4. A small sack can be picked up and used as a container. 0. A small candle with a bright blue flame sits here. 2. Someone has left a cache of food here. 2. A crude sign has been posted in the ground next to the waypoint. Northeast southwest. Friend, Earthwolf posted, near Eunice WP, it's the portal.
Okay, so we are in this waypoint, and if you were listening, it kind of explains what a waypoint is and how it works. So yeah, we're going to probably run into some creatures that we ran into last time because they respawn. So let's see if I remember where this tree is.
A path through the stony field. A small path leads through the field, avoiding larger boulders and protrusions. It runs in an east-west direction, and in the distance to the east you can see a large stone outcropping in the center of the field as though dropped there by a giant hand. The trail appears to lead right to it. To the south and north, the rocks and grass continue, making less than ideal but passable pasture for livestock. Northeast-southwest. Tib. Alt shift. North. West. South. A large waypoint.
Okay, I'm going to make this slightly faster because this is very slow.
NVDA menu. Preferences sub-menu P. Settings. S. NVDA set. General property page. Categories. Speech to. Speech prop. Change. Voice. Rate. Slider 61. 62. 65. 66. 73. 77. 80. 79. 75.
Okay, I think this will work.
Pitch. Slider 50 Alt plus P. It. To the south and north, the rocks and grass continue, making less than. Rate. Slider 75 Alt plus 74. 71. 70. Pitch. Volume. Automatic. Punctuation. Trust voices. Include. Capital. Say cap. Beep for. Use spelling. OK button. Press. Muse client alter Aeon.
Okay, I think this will work better because when we are being killed by enemies,
12
It is near
p.m.
noon. Tip. Use the check command to see what important.
Okay, so when we kill enemies, it's gonna be better to have a faster rate of speech because the combat is too fast otherwise. So I'm going to summon a clayman to help me in battle.
A clayman forms from nearby dirt and clay to serve you. A clayman starts following you. You add a clayman to your group. A clayman has become a member of the group.
Cool, okay.
East. North. Before cave entrance. North. Wandering the Stoney Field. The field is desolate. You can go the following directions. North a path through the Stoney Field. South a path through the Stoney Field. West a path through the Stoney Field. A path through the Stoney Field. Animal and non-human tracks you can't identify can be made out in the patches of dry dirt between clumps of grass. Large stones and the occasional tree are pretty much all that occupy the field now, and in the center to the northeast you see a large stone outcropping with a dark spot. That might be a cave. To the east a crude stone fence blocks the way. 20. A large, leafy green tree provides some shade for weary travelers. North-southwest. Wandering the Stony. You enter an adult fir tree. You enter an adult fir tree. Inside an adult fir tree. The interior of the tree is hollow where the heartwood has rotted away. There is the strong smell of resin, and everything is kind of sticky. You can leave the tree by typing out. Exits, out. A clayman has arrived.
Okay, well I went into the wrong tree, but that's okay. You kind of see
East,
what I mean.
West. West. You enter a big leafy tree. You enter a big leafy tree. Inside a big leafy tree. You are sitting on a large branch in a big green tree. Sheltered and shielded from prying eyes by large green leaves. Small animals flit and scamper about in the branches. This looks like it would be a good place to rest, save that if you fell asleep you might fall out of the tree onto the ground. Exits, out. A clayman has arrived. West. East. Alas, you cannot go that way. Wandering the stone. You have to. A green-skinned imp readies to attack. No one in your group is currently fighting any.
A few scratches.
You are F. Plus 430. You get a pair of green moccasins from the corpse of a green-skinned imp. You are not currently in battle. What enemy do you want to cast it on? Welcome back. Thanks for playing Alter Aeon. You receive 290 gold.
Oh,
Alright,
nice.
Gossips, any tips on finding Ember on Arceus or mainland? Turning off channel gossip.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off that for a little while. Just because, you know, too much spam.
Your friend's channel is now turned off. 1 p.m.
Okay, it's telling me what the game time is, so yeah, and also I'm going to look at these moccasins and see if they are any better than what I have already.
A pair of green moccasins, level 3, comp, hide, weight, 2 glow, AC, 1 feet, monorigan by 1.0, int by 1. You are carrying a pair of green You stop using a pair of midnight black boots ... Your strength is now 13. Your intelligence is now 20. Your dex is now 12. Armor, 44. You are only wearing 12 of 15 pieces of armor. Your hit roll is now 5. Your damage is now 13. A green-skinned imp has arrived. You are rescued by a clayman. A clayman's pound scratches a green-skinned imp. You sacrifice blood from the corpse of a green-skinned imp, drawing power from it. The Pantheon. You sacrifice blood from the corpse of a green-skinned imp. The Pantheon of Gods appreciates your sacrifice of the gutted carcass of a green-skinned imp.
Oh, I just did some kind of gross things, the necromancer.
Besides
Sorry, stupid thing. Okay,
You are carrying the following 5 items. A pair of green moccasins, glow, a pair of midnight black boots, a carrying pouch, a blazing torch, light, and a hollow. You stop using a pair of green moccasins. You drop a pair of green moccasins.
Okay, I guess I already had one of those. So,
The Pantheon of Gods appreciates your sacrifice. Wandering the Stony Field. The field ends at a rocky ridge to the south. It is made of the same flinty stone as the rocks in the field. There is a path leading through the ridge.
A few scratches.
A carver shaman's punch scratches a claim. A carver
Small
shaman's
wounds
punch.
and bruises.
Oh no.
You throw a ball of freezing
Small
on fire at a
wounds and
carver
bruises.
shaman.
Come on!
You throw a ball of freezing on
Yay.
fire at a carver shaman.
Okay.
Your blood freezes as you hear a carver shaman's death cry. A carver shaman is dead. You receive 832 experience. Type where yellowed to start using
A
a
few
bracelet of yellowed
scratches.
bones. You get a bracelet of yellowed bones from the corpse of a carver shaman. A green-skinned imp looks at you suspiciously. Attack who? You do not know of any You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a green-skinned imp. Your blood freezes as you hear a green-skinned imp's death cry. A green-skinned imp is dead. You receive 205 experience. You get a green moccasins from the You drop a pair of You sacrifice blood from the corpse of a green-skinned imp. You receive 6 gold coins for your
A few scratches.
Full.
Armor, 46. You are only wearing 13 of 15 pieces of armor.
Okay, so I just got some new equipment from that Carver Shaman, which was a bracelet. So yeah,
You
gonna.
sacrifice blood from the corpse of a carver shaman, drawing power from it. You receive 21 gold coins for your sacrifice of the gutted carcass of a carver shaman.
Okay.
You do not see that here. Along the edge of the field. The field spreads wide. You do not see that here. Alas. North. North. Wandering the Stony Field. The field ends at a rocky ridge to the south. It is made of the same flinty stone as the rocks in the field. A few stray bones can be spotted amidst the stones and grass. X2. 3. A greenskin hunts the stony fields. Northeast. A green-skinned imp circles you warily. West. Wandering the Stony Field. The field ends at a rocky ridge to the south. It is made of the same flinty stone as the rocks in the field. A few stray bones can be spotted amidst the stones and grass. 40. A tall fir tree seems strangely out of place here. 5. Link dead. Monty is here. Northeast west.
Okay, so we are going to enter this tree.
You enter an adult fir tree. You enter an adult fir tree. Inside an adult fir tree. The interior of the tree is hollow where the heartwood has rotted away. There is the strong smell of resin. West. Wandering the Stony Field. The field ends at a rocky ridge to the south. It is made of the same flinty stone as the rocks in the field. A high wall bars the way west. You notice something unusual about the grounds here. 3 tall trees loom nearby, and seem to cast a protective shadow on you. There are no footprints here made by the invading imps or other wretched creatures. You feel at peace, and like this would be a safe place to set up camp. 15. A half-rotted fir tree is leaning here against the rocky ridge. Northeast.
Okay, this is the right tree.
You enter a hollow under the tree. You enter a hollow under the tree. Standing in a hollowed-out area under a tree. This hollow is far larger than it appeared to be on the outside. It looks as if someone has gone to a lot of work to make a sort of house out of it. A few blankets lie curled up in a ball in one corner, and along another look to be several roots and leaves left out to dry. Everything about this place gives signs that it is most likely the dwelling of a ranger or druid. 6. An old druid stands here in the center of the hollow. 0. A kettle hangs in the fireplace above some dimly glowing coals. 4. A short orange fishing pole has been stood carefully against the wall. 4. A short green fishing pole stands against the wall. Out. Tib. You're not fully armored.
Okay, so we will talk to the druid.
You try to talk to an old druid. After exchanging pleasantries and relaying the story of the fall of Pelham, the druid seems a bit perplexed. This is quite unusual. This island was thought devoid of most of the usual types of demons and other foul beasts. The source of these creatures is probably the doing of some more powerful entity, but I'm sure the people of Vemarken and Ralnoth will put a stop to it soon. But never mind that. If you don't mind, I could use a bit of help. My realm here is small, but I have been unable to care for the animals in my charge recently. Outside of this tree, there is a hidden crack in the stone wall that leads to a protected clearing. You can enter the crack to get to the clearing. On the south side of the clearing there is a cave with a sleeping bear. The bear is a friend of mine and will wake soon. If you could gather some food and leave it for him when he wakes, I would greatly appreciate it. You can hope to get lucky and find a fish along the shore, learn the plant lore skill and forage about the clearing, or learn the fishing skill to catch the fish yourself from the stream. Both of these skills I can teach you. Use this list command. Feel free to use one of my fishing poles if you like. Simply give what you catch to the bear. Under no circumstances are you to kill any of the creatures under my protection. If you kill any creature in the clearing, you will no longer be welcome here. You have been given a quest. Type quest to see a list of quests you are currently on. 3 p.m. It is mid-afternoon. Tib.
Okay, so we are going to give we're gonna get some fish for the bear.
You spend 1 practice to learn fishing. 42. You spend 1 practice. You are already well. You get a short green fishing pole. North. Wandering the Druid Sanctuary. Use Alt-C to clear the unexplored map. You enter a crack in the wall. You enter a crack in the wall. Entering into a small forested area. After passing through a narrow crack in the rocks, you find yourself standing at one end of a lightly forested area. The surrounding terrain is on the hilly side with many large rocks lying scattered about the ground. Small patches of grass can be seen here and there, along with several large fig trees. These trees are just large enough to block you from seeing all of the area. South-northeast. You notice a crack in the wall. Standing in a You find nothing new. Your search comes up empty. You find nothing. Alas, you cannot go that way. Northeast. Alas, you cannot. North. The Stoney Field. Use Alt-C to clear the unexplored. The Druids. Southeast. Walking along a mountain stream. The terrain is rather rocky and hilly. You find nothing new. Your search. You find nothing new. Your search comes up empty. Alas. Standing in a small forested area. The terrain is very hilly and rocks of. You find nothing new. Your search. You find nothing. Standing in a small forest. You notice a handful of peppergrass leaves. You get a handful of peppergrass leaves.
Okay, so I'm getting that because there's another quest after this one where we find some peppergrass leaves, but it's just easier to get them while we're in this area. So, we're going to fish.
North, west, southeast, southwest. Standing in a small forested area. South. Walking along a mountain stream. You start fishing. Your line drifts a little. Your line drifts a little. Your line. You reel in your line and recast it. 4 p.m. Your line drifts a little. The slack goes out. You reel in a fawn fat ear pike minnow. You recast your line and keep fishing. Congratulations, a fawn fat ear pike minnow weighs 1 pound, your new personal record. Your line drifts a little. F. North, west, southeast, southwest. Standing in a small forested area. The terrain is very hilly and rocks of various size and shape lie scattered all about. Patches of brown grass surround large fig trees growing up out of the ground in several places. You can just barely make out the sound of running water coming from the east. Northeast, southwest, southeast, southwest. You finish reeling in your line and stop fishing. A white bunny has arrived.
Aw, white bunny. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the area music just so you can see what it's like.
Area music enabled. East, west. Standing in a small forest. Alas. Standing in alas. Entering a medium-sized cave. Light flickering in from the north reflects off the walls of this medium-sized cave entrance. These walls are of dark colored stone with what look to be various mineral deposits running through them. Chunks of rock and other debris lies scattered about the stone flooring. What sounds like snoring can be heard coming from off in the distance to the southeast. North-southeast. Standing at the back of a cave. You give a fawn fat ear pike minnow to a large black bear. Congratulations. With the food you've given the bear, he's bound to be a much happier beast when he finally wakes up. Next, return to the Druid and talk to him to let him know. Plus 252 XP. You feel your alignment shift toward good.
Yay!
Alas,
Okay.
you can go the following directions. Northwest entering a medium-sized. Entering a north. Standing in a small forested area. Alas. North. West. You can go the following directions. North standing in a small forested area. East walking along a mountain stream. South standing in a small forested area. West standing in a small forested area. Southeast walking along a mountain stream. Southwest standing in a small forested area. Northeast. You can go the following directions. North standing in a small forested area. East standing in a small forested area. South entering a medium-sized cave. Northeast standing. Northeast. Alas. You can go the following directions. East standing in a small forested area. South standing in a small forested area. Northeast standing in a small forested area. South. Standing in a small forest. Entering into a small forested area. After passing through a narrow in the rock. Alas. You can go the following directions. South standing in a small forested area. Northeast wandering the stony. North. 5 p.m.
Okay.
You enter a hollow under the tree. You enter a hollow under... You try to talk to an old druid. The druid seems pleased with you on your return, even before you relay the story of the bear. Thank you for your help. Perhaps you actually have the heart of a ranger or druid. If you would like to stay for dinner, I can offer some stew, but it would be incomplete without some peppergrass to season it. In the hidden clearing there are several bushes of peppergrass. If you want properly seasoned stew, feel free to pick some and bring it back to me. You may have to search though, it isn't always the most obvious looking plant. To pick the peppergrass plants, simply use the git command to find it in the clearing. You don't seem to be carrying anything named Peeves. A-E-L. You give a handful of peppergrass leaves to an old druid. The old druid smiles. Thank you again for your help. Help yourself to some stew if you'd like. And feel free to rest here in your travels next time you pass through the area. One thing I can offer you for now is a little bit of help should you run into the demons that attacked Pelham. Take this statue, and when you run into trouble use it to invoke its magic. The effect won't last for long, but you may find the companionship helpful in more ways than one. With that, he goes back to his work of tidying the cave and watching the stew. Plus 252 XP. You receive a wooden idol.
Cool. So I have a wooden idol now. Let's see. I'm
Tip.
going to
You're not fully...
drink some stew.
You drink
Small
from a kettle of
wounds and
stew.
bruises.
You feel stronger, tougher, and all around better than before. You feel the pantheon of gods protecting you. Armor, 66. You are only wearing 13 of 15 pieces of armor.
A few scratches.
You drink from a kettle of stew. You feel stronger, tougher, and all around better than before. You are already protected. You drink from a Your body can't absorb the...
Okay, well I have
Full.
drunk from the stew, and now we are going to go to
North. Wandering the stone... North. West. South. You pray to the pantheon of gods for transportation. A large waypoint in a stony field. Waypoints are a quick way to get from place to place without needing to walk. You can travel between waypoints using the waypoint command. You can use the pray here command to add this waypoint to your waypoint list. 4. A small sack can be...
Okay, so now we are going to go to the Pelham graveyard and kill some vampires.
No waypoint found by that number. You are already at that waypoint. North.
6 p.m.
North. West. South. A large waypoint in a stony field. Waypoints are a quick way to get from place. You consult your maps and find nearby level name / direction. LVL4 the cave system near Pelham is a very short distance to the east. LVL2 the grassy field is a short distance to the west. LVL7 La Costa Ventosa is a fair distance to the southeast. LVL5 the cemetery near Pelham is a fair distance to the east. LVL6 Pelham Cemetery crypts are a fair distance to the east. North. Before to enter the cave, type enter cave. North. West. Alas. West. Alas. Wandering the north. North. East. Wandering the stone. Alas. Alas. You cannot. Wandering. Alas. You cannot. Wandering. Alas. You cannot. A path. Walking between high stone walls. The cemetery near Pelham. Use Alt-C to clear the unexplored map. At the edge of the graveyard. The path leads down into a sunken pit to the east. There is a fenced-in area in the center of the pit, containing a pair of mausoleums and a huge tree. The entire area is dotted with tombstones. Sheltered by the surrounding walls, this spot looks relatively safe. East-west.
Okay, cool. So we have arrived in the Pelham Cemetery. I'm going to turn off the music.
Area music disabled.
Okay, so we have arrived in the Pelham graveyard. So what we are going to do is we are going to kill some zombies and other creatures so we can get the ring. We're going to write quest just to make sure.
You have discovered or been given the following quests. Quest 1 Find and destroy the evil in the graveyard mausoleum. You can see more in...
Okay. So I'm just going to...
You know the following spells. Necromancer. Cold Fire very good 88%. Sickening Touch very good 84%. Terrence Spectral Hand very good 84%. Dread Portent very good 84%. Skeletal Spider very good 84%. Bone Shield very good 84%. Bone Blade very good 84%. Clayman very good 85%. Woodwode very good 84%. Tip. You can... Your hands take on a sickly green tint. Warning, you don't have any hands free. You must stop using something for this spell to work properly in combat.
Okay,
You do not see. You drop a short green fishing pole. The world suddenly seems grey and lifeless, with spirits always at the edge of your vision. Warning, sickening touch will fall in 3. You are now entering the Pelham town graveyard. At the edge of the cemetery grounds. The Pelham Cemetery is a sunken pit in the landscape. The interior is surrounded, wandering the edge of the cemetery. East, the Pelham Cemetery waypoint. While you can learn critical
okay, I'm gonna pray here.
You may now recall here.
So I can come back.
East, the edge of a tall fence surrounds the inner ground. The edge of the cemetery. The edge of the before rusting. You fail. Small wounds. A clayman's punch hits a wandering zombie. A wandering zombie's claw injures a clayman. You are not currently in battle.
Awesome. So
you can only blood sack. You receive 10 gold coins for your sacrifice of the corpse of a wandering zombie. Warning, sickening touch is about to fall. The edge of the
A few scratches.
You can now level warrior.
cool.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a walking skeleton. A walking.
I can now level warrior. Woohoo!
You gain a level. You are now level 2 warrior, with 9 total levels. You gain 9/144 hit.
A few scratches.
168 mod.
Full.
Come on.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a wandering zombie. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a wandering zombie. A wandering zombie crumbles and falls to the ground as the Pantheon of God. You receive 15. You do not see that here. Wandering the edge of this. Wandering the edge of. Alas. Wandering the edge of. You are rescued by a clayman. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a wandering zombie.
Okay, come on.
The Pantheon. Alas. The broken ruins of a rusted iron gate and fence. Alas. Before a rusting iron. Alas. You cannot go. You open the gate. The edge of the cemetery. Alas. The edge of this. Alas. Alas. You cannot.
A few scratches. A few
You are
scratches.
rescued by a clayman. More added to casting cold fire. Plus 720 XP. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a decrepit zombie. Your blood freezes as you. The Pantheon of God's
Full.
You don't seem to have anything. Alas, you cannot.
A few scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a decrepit. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a decrepit zombie. Pretty hurt. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a You receive 10 gold coins for your sacrifice. Alas. Before a rusted a wandering zombie's claw scratches. You do not know. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a wandering zombie. A wandering zombie crumbles and falls to the. The Cobalt camp.
Oh!
North. West.
Full.
The gate is closed. You open the gate.
A few scratches.
A wandering zombie's claw scratches a clayman. A clayman's punch wounds a walking skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing on. The Pantheon of Gods.
Small wounds and
You do.
bruises.
You are a walking skeleton's claw scratches a clay. A wandering zombie's claw scratches a clayman. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a one zombie. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a zombie camel. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a zombie camel. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a zombie camel. Your blood freezes as you camel's death cry.
A zombie.
A zombie camel is dead. You receive 1017 experience. Bid 100 gold for the Amber Lance.
Okay, a zombie camel? I don't remember that being there. Interesting.
You do not see that here. You are carrying the
A
following 8
few
items.
scratches.
A leg bone, 2, a tombstone, wooden idol, a pair of midnight black. You drop a tombstone. You do not seem to be carrying anything that name. Sorry,
Full.
that's not a valid command. You don't seem to have. You rub a wooden idol. You hear the voice of the druid in your head. This idol will summon a creature to follow you and help you for a while. It is not your pet, but it will help you if it can. A hunting mountain lion starts following you. A hunting mountain lion lets out a scream.
Cool. So I have another minion.
What do you want to control? Starhawk auctions. Bid 300. What do you want to control? Auction
Okay, I
finished at
guess-
200. Beneath the giant oak. A massive oak. The inner grounds. A grove of scraggly The inner grounds. A 10-foot fence is in the way. Before the eastern mausoleum. A clayman's punch hits a skeleton warrior. No one. See.
A few
Big
scratches.
nasty. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a skeleton warrior's claw scratches a clayman. You get 2 items from the corpse of a skeleton warrior.
Full.
A rusted light mace. A rusted light shield. You receive a combat point. You now have 1 combat point you can spend. See help combat points.
Cool.
You aren't strong enough. You drop a rusted light. You recover. Note you are wearing a round iron shield. You are already using. You do not seem to be wearing anything named Shivel. R. You stop using a round iron shield. Arm.
Cool.
You put a round iron shield. You are carrying the following 5 items. A tombstone, a pair of midnight black boots, a carrying pouch. You drop a pair of midnight. You drop a tombstone. You must have 10 total levels to use that. B. You put a tombstone. You put a pair of before west. Pelham Cemetery crypts. Use Alt-Z to clear the unexplored map. You enter a mausoleum. You enter a mausoleum. Inside the eastern mausoleum. The interior of the mausoleum is a very narrow space, only about 5 feet wide. At the far southern end is a stairway leading down into darkness. There must be a gap between the mausoleum ceiling and walls, for light from outside leaks into the interior. The eastern and western walls are solid. Masses of sealed vaults, each bearing an inscription and date. 2. A wooden pole has a rag tied to one end. 8. A ghostly guardian gestures for you to approach and talk. North down. You try to talk to a fading guardian. A fading guardian says, if you are here to defeat these monsters, and if you can defeat me in battle, I will lend you my aid.
Okay, so.
A few scratches.
A fading guardian hits a clayman. A fading guardian freezes a clayman when it gets a little too close. A fading guardian hits a clayman.
4.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a fading guardian. The guardian dissipates and reforms on the other side of you. It speaks. You are worthy, and in battle I can see that you're within. Heart are true. Take this potion, it will help protect you against the evils you may encounter below. The guardian then fades and disappears completely. You receive 832 experience. A clayman shivers and shakes from the cold. This item is on the ground. Nothing happens. You get 2 items, a misty blue potion, a dry torch. You drop a dry torch. You clap a misty blue potion. You feel the pantheon of gods protecting you. You feel better. A clayman shivers and shakes from the cold. Armor, 66. You are only wearing 13 of 15 pieces of armor.
Okay, nice. So we got this thing from a fading guardian. So.
A crypt beneath the mausoleum. A stone staircase leads down from the mausoleum overhead. This room is a receiving chamber, with doorways on the east and west halls leading off into. In a dark. Alas. A dark, winding crypt. A clayman's punch. Alas.
A
You
few
cannot go.
scratches.
Small wounds. You do. Quite a few. Big nasty. You can now level necromancer.
4.
You are not. You now have enough You gain a level. You are now level 8 necromancer, with 10 total levels. You gain 3/120 hit, 2/152 mana, 0/208 movement, 5/18 practices. You can now learn the spell Bone Arrow. Your next cheapest level is Warrior for 24,000. Now that you've gained a level, remember to use the check command. You don't say anything by that name. You get a tomb. You aren't strong enough.
I'm not strong enough. Okay, hang on.
You use 8 practices. Your strength increases to 13. You gain 1/121 HP, 0/152 mana, and 1/209 movement. Your strength is now 14. You stop using a blackened bronze sickle ... You stop using a rusted light shield ... Your CHR is now 14. Armor, 65. You are only wearing 12 of 15 pieces of armor. Your hit roll is now 6. Your damage is now 16.
Okay.
Use the Z-map command to map directions walk. You are carrying the following 3 items. a carrying pouch, a blazing torch, light, and a holiday stocking.
Okay, cool. So...
A pale... Alas. No one in your group is... Following along... A clayman's punch scratches a ghoul. No one...
A few scratches.
A ghoul's claw wounds a clayman. Quite a few. You throw... Big nasty. A clayman's punch scratches a ghoul. You are not currently... You can only... The Pantheon... A dark, winding crypt. Water drips down the filth-encrusted walls of the crypt, pooling in the low spots on the dirt floor. The bones of the dead lay in niches in the walls. Arms folded and legs stretched out, as if sleeping. A long narrow hall stretches off to the east. Another passage leads north. The corpse of a ghoul. 8. A pale blue mist hangs ominously in the air before you. You receive 24.
A few scratches.
You are...
4.
You throw a small... A pale blue mist freezes a clayman.
A few scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing and fire at it. A clayman forms from nearby dirt and... A clayman's punch hits a pale blue mist. The mist becomes too disrupted to maintain its cohesion, and slowly disperses into fragments. You could probably capture and bottle one of them if you wished. You receive... You don't see anything named... You get a misty blue potion.
Oh, nice. Another potion. Cool.
Your hands take on a sickly green tint. Warning, you don't have any hands free. You must... You are using... Head a red leather cap, artifact. Neck the beads of the dead, rare. Neck. Arms a set of zombie sleeves. Wrist a bracelet of yellowed bones. Wrist. Hands well-made leather gloves, rare. Finger a malachite ring. Finger a malachite ring. On body a vest of bone splint mail. About body. Waist a heavy black belt. Big nasty. A ghoul looks ill. Your blood freezes as you hear a ghoul's death cry. A ghoul is dead. You receive 1,760 experience. You are not currently in battle. The Pantheon of Gods appreciates your sacrifice of the corpse of a ghoul. You stop using well-made leather gloves.
A few scratches.
Your strength is now 11. Your physical save is now minus 5%. Armor, 56. You are only wearing 10 of 15 pieces of armor. Your hit roll is now 2. Your damage is now 5. East. Following along dark hallway. Alas. Deep in a crypt. Alas. Alas. You can go the following directions. North too dark to tell. West too dark to tell. Denton newbies, Mage Claire.
Small wounds and bruises.
The Lord of Ghouls is by wounds a clayman. A clayman's punch scratches the
Small
Lord
wounds
of
and
Ghouls.
bruises.
You throw a ball of freezing and fire at the Lord of Ghouls. The Lord of Ghouls' claw scratches a clayman. You throw a ball of freezing and fire at the Lord of Ghouls. You throw a ball of freezing and fire at the Lord of Ghouls. A clayman's punch scratches the Lord of Ghouls. You shiver and shake from the cold. The Lord of Ghouls recovers his morale. You throw a ball of freezing and fire at the Lord of Ghouls.
Quite a few wings.
Oh, I don't want to
You
die!
throw a ball of freezing and fire at the Lord of Ghouls. The Lord of Ghouls falls to the floor,
Small
filling
wounds
the
and
chamber with
bruises.
hideous laughter before finally collapsing. The Lord of Ghouls is dead. You receive 1,760 experience. You get 2 items from the corpse of the Lord of Ghouls, the key to a rotted and worn chest, a ghoulish crown. You are not currently in battle. You find nothing new. Your search comes up empty. You can only... You receive... You stop
few
using a red leather cap.
scratches.
Your strength is now 13. Your spell save is now 0%.
4.
Your fire save is now 0%. You put a red leather cap. Alas. Alas, you can... Deep in a crypt. A burial chamber. The doorway leads into a rectangular chamber about 40 feet long and 20 feet across. The walls are lined with stone sarcophagi. Many of them have been disturbed. The bones lie scattered around the chamber. The low spots in the floor form puddles of stinking water which splash underfoot. South. Deep in a crypt. Following along a dark, winding crypt. Alas, alas, you cannot... North. Deep within a crypt. The hallway turns south and east here. There is a doorway leading into a small chamber to the north. A foul-smelling burial chamber. The room is about 15 feet long and 12 feet wide. There is a single raised platform of stone in the center, keeping whatever is on it clear of the 3 inches of water that floods the chamber's floor. The air is very foul in here, making it difficult to breathe. 3. A rotting chest begs for someone to open it. South. Star click star. You unlock a You open a rotted and worn chest. On ground contains a brick of tin. An ancient shield, binding. A scroll of soothing. A scroll of soothing. A scroll of soothing. Old gold coins. An ancient shield is now bound permanently to you. Type where shield to start using an ancient shield. You count 9 gold coins. You get 3 items from a rotted and worn chest, a brick of tin, an ancient shield, old gold coins. You can't carry any more, 3 items left. It won't fit. A holiday stocking cannot carry any more weight without sinking.
A few scratches.
Nice. Well,
Your
I
spell
have
save is now
found-
5%. Your dex is now 13. Your breath save is now %. Armor, 57. You are only wearing 11 of 15 pieces of armor.
Cool. Well, I have found things.
You get a scroll. You recite a scroll of soothing on yourself. You feel better. You get 2 items from a rotted and worn chest, a scroll of soothing, a scroll of soothing. East. In a deep, dank crypt. The hallway. You can go the following directions. North too dark to tell. West too dark to tell. Deep in a crypt. The north. You can go the following directions. North too dark to tell. East too dark to tell. South too dark to tell. A pale blue mist has arrived.
A few scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a pale blue mist. You throw a ball of
Small
freezing.
bruises.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a pale blue. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a pale blue mist. The mist becomes too disrupted to maintain its cohesion, and slowly disperses into fragments. You could
I can't carry anything more.
You are carrying the following 11 items. An ancient
A
shield.
few
2,
scratches.
a scroll of soothing. You drop an. You do not seem to be carrying anything with that name.
I can't
shiver and
carry
shake from
anything more.
You are carrying the following 10 items. 2.
Full.
A scroll of soothing, a brick of tin, the key to a rotted and worn chest, well-made leather gloves, a tombstone. You drop the key. You aren't strong enough. You drop a tombstone.
Okay.
You get a misty blue. You can go the following directions. North too dark to tell. East too dark to tell. South too dark to tell. 1 a.m. In a dank, dark crypt. The northern wall has many enclave. In a dark crypt. The floor is muddy and clings to the feet. Alas, alas, underneath a alas, alas. You can go the following directions. North too dark to tell. West too dark to tell. In a dank, dark crypt. You can go following directions. East too dark to tell. South too dark. In a dark crypt.
A few
The
scratches.
floor is quite muddy, as moisture. Your spell save is now 0. Alas. East. A crypt beneath a mausoleum. A stone north. Inside the east.
A few scratches and bruises.
You do not know of any. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a skeleton warrior.
A few
A skeleton
scratches.
warrior collapses into a heap of broken bones. A skeleton warrior is dead. You receive 1,760 experience. On ground contains a rusted light mace. A rusted light shield. You can't carry any. The pantheon of gods You are carrying the following 9 items. 2. Misty blue
A
potion.
few
2,
scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a skeleton warrior. A skeleton. You receive 6 gold coins for your sacrifice of the corpse of a skeleton warrior. You are carrying the following 9 items. A rusted light mace. 2. A scroll of. You drop a rusted light. You recite a scroll of soothing on yourself. An over.
A few scratches and bruises.
A wandering zombie.
A few bruises.
Oh dear.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a zombie camel. A wandering.
Oh come on.
Small wounds
Yay!
and bruises.
You
I
are
have
you are
killed
not
a whole
currently in.
bunch of things.
Quite a few wounds.
A walk. You are now level warrior.
Small wounds and
You gain a
bruises.
level. You are now level 3 warrior, with 11 total levels. You gain 9/117 hit, 0/149 mana, 1/186 movement, 5/15 practices. You can now learn the skill lunge. Your next cheapest level is Necromancer for 28,000.
Yay! I've leveled again. Okay.
You do not see that here. You are carrying the following 9 items. 2. A leg bone, a scroll of soothing. You drop a leg. You recite a scroll of soothing on yourself. You feel better. You quaff a misty blue potion. You are already protected. You feel better. You are full.
Okay.
A
Wandering
few
zombie.
scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a wandering zombie. You are not current. The edge of the inner grounds.
Full.
A 10-foot fence in the way. A 10-foot fence is in the way.
A few scratches.
A skeleton warrior is clawing with a claymore. You are not currently in battle. You receive a 10-foot fence. An overthrown. You are rescued by a clayman. A clayman rescues you and you do not know of any small wounds. Summon insight into casting cold fire. You are not
Yay!
you receive 21 gold coins for your
Full.
You do not see that here. Before the Western Mausoleum. Pelham Cemetery crypts. Use Alt-Z to clear the unexplored map. A crypt beneath the mausoleum. Alas, you cannot go that way.
Okay, so
Warning,
I'm
dread portal will
going.
fall in 3.
Believe I'm going to.
You fail to cast the spell Sickening Touch. Your hands take on a sickly green tint. Alas, in a dry, musty crypt. The stale air of, alas, a strange, empty antechamber. This room has a very old, very strong ward against undead in it. The seal is carved into the floor, and beneath the dust the intricate pattern can be seen. The 2 adjoining chambers to the east and the west also. Warning, dread portent will fall into a warding room. The pattern carved into the floor of the previous room extends into this room, warding it from the undead as well. The surrounding walls are of a dark-colored stone and are smooth and free of any markings or designs. There are no cracks or any other signs that any of the damage to the wall in the previous room carried over into this room. East. A warding room. The pattern carved into the... Alas. You can go the following directions. West, too dark to tell. Warning, Sickening Touch will... South. A short hallway. This... A large, open chamber. There's an ancient wooden rack to the south running the length of the... While you can... A large...
Few scratches.
Quite... You fail to... A clayman's pound scratches a bloodless zombie.
Full.
A blood... You... Alas.
A few scratches.
An ancient zombie kicks at a clayman.
Small
A
wounds and
clayman's punch
bruises.
scratches an ancient
Small
zombie.
wounds and bruises.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a dust-covered zombie. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a dust-covered zombie. The pantheon of gods. Your hands take on a sickly green... A small burial chamber.
A few
This is a
scratches.
small burial chamber with a square-shaped stone slab sitting in the center of the room. Unlike the rack outside, which contained many skeletons, this room appears to be made to hold the remains of just one person. Sitting on the slab is a single stone coffin with a lid lying on the ground beside it. The wall to the left has 2 iron sconces set in it, both of which are empty unfortunately. North. Reorx has restored you to full health.
Cool.
Alas, you cannot go that. Alas. You can go the following directions. North, too dark to tell.
I can't carry
You get studded
anything
boots from a
more.
carrying pouch. You can't carry any more. You put studded boots in a... You are carrying the following 8 items. A leg bone, a rusted light You do not seem to... You are carrying the following 6 items. A rusted light mace, a brick of tin. You aren't strong enough. You drop a rusted... You are carrying the following 5 items. A brick of tin, well-made leather gloves, a carrying pouch, a blazing torch, light, and a holiday stocking. Alas. Best. A large, open chamber. A small burial chamber. The walls, ceiling, and ground of this small burial chamber all appear to be made up of a dark-colored stone. Set in the center of the room is a square-shaped slab also of the same dark-colored stone with a single coffin lying upon it. Walking up to the coffin and peering inside, you find that it is empty and that the lid lies on the ground beside it. North. West. A large...
Small wounds and bruises.
Your sickening touch spreads to a dust-covered zombie collapses in it.
A few
The
scratches.
pantheon. A small antechamber. This room, like the rest, has been built out of a smooth, dark-colored stone. Alas. Grimith's tomb. This chamber doesn't contain many trinkets or decorations, but it has all the telltale signs of money, from the perfectly cut walls, even floor, and precision fit of the coffin stones. Everything here is very high quality and expensive work. The only thing that seems out of place is a small crack in one of the faces of the coffin. 4. A long stone box rests on the center of the coffin. 8. A large stone coffin rests in the center of the chamber. 2. A zombie cat is here bumping off the walls of the crypt. North.
A few scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire.
Full.
You are... Attack who? You do not see that. You open a long stone box. On ground contains Grimith's cane, binding.
Cool.
Grimith's cane is now bound.
Awesome. I have a weapon. Cool.
Armor, 48. You are only wearing 11 of 15 pieces of armor. Your damage is now 18. You can't open that. Grimith's tomb. A small antechamber. West. A large, open chamber. A small burial chamber. The walls, ceiling, and ground of this small burial chamber all appear to be made up of a dark-colored stone. Set in the center of the room is a Square-shaped slab also of the same dark-colored stone with a single coffin. Lying upon it. Walking up to the coffin and peering inside you find that it is empty in the west. A large. No one in. A small burial chamber. Alas. North. Alas. You. A large.
A few scratches.
A clayman's punch wounds a black zombie. Small. You receive. Alas.
A few scratches.
You can't concentrate.
Small wounds and bruises.
Plus 500
A few
and
scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing unfire at a black zombie. You receive 21 gold coins for your sacrifice. A small burial chamber. Alas. You. Alas.
Full.
East. West. A large. Open chamber. North. A large. A small burial chamber. A large. North. A large.
A few scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing unfire at a bloodless zombie. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at a bloodless awful. You throw a ball. The Pantheon of God. A large. Alas. A large. Alas. A small burial chamber. Alas. Alas. A large.
Full.
A large. A small burial chamber. The. A large. A large. A small antechamber. This room like the Grimath's tomb. This a small. Alas. Alas. A large. While you can see through the old wood make. A large. A small burial chamber. A large. While you can. A large. Alas. A small burial. Alas. Alas. A large. North. A small burial chamber. The walls, ceiling, and ground of this small burial chamber all appear to be made up. A large. Alas. A large. Oh. A small burial chamber. A large. A large. You can go the following directions. North too dark to tell. East too dark to tell. South too dark to tell. A large. A
A
large.
few scratches.
Small wounds. A. Barbecue. You throw. The Pantheon of Gods appreciates your sacrifice of the corpse of an angel. A short hallway.
Full.
This is a short passage with. Alas. Alas. A strange, empty antechamber. A warding room. The pattern carp. A strange. A warding room. A strange. East. A dry, musty crypt. Dust covers everything.
A few scratches.
Small wounds. A clayman's count.
Full.
Yay, okay.
A few scratches.
You throw a ball of freezing and fire at a revenant. You get the feeling it would be a very bad idea to let your minion.
Full.
You do not. A dry, north. The southeast. Deep in a dry crypt. The air is dry as. West. Deep within a crypt. In a deep. Alas. Alas. You. North. A row of older crypts. This section of. A row of old crypts. A row of old. The end of a row of crypts. The passage through the crypts comes to an end here with two final crypts. To the east and west. A very old crypt. This ancient-looking crypt is very dusty, which is a good sign it hasn't seen any life in
A
many
few
years.
scratches.
An ancient skeleton is crazy. An ancient skeleton's claw scratches a clayman. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. An ancient
Die!
skeleton.
Good thing.
You do
Full.
not. You do not see that. You do not. You do not see that here. West. A very old crypt. This ain't. No one in your. Sensing blood, a skeleton slowly begins to move. The end of a row of crypts. Attack who? Attack who? A
A
very
few
old.
scratches.
You are rescued by a clayman. Quite a few.
Come
An
on.
ancient skeleton's claw scratches a clayman. An ancient skeleton recovers its morale. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient. You throw a ball of
Come
freezing unfire
on.
at an ancient skeleton.
Die.
An ancient skeleton's claw scratches a clayman. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient
Come
skeleton.
on. Die.
You can now level necromancy.
Yay.
You gain it. You do not see that here. The end of a east. A very old crypt. This ancient look. No one in your group. Alas. West. A very old crypt. A row of east. An old crypt. This crypt, older than the previous ones, has a number of skeletons in the grottos lining the walls.
A few scratches.
Scratches.
Ah.
You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. You fail to pass the skeleton. A clayman's pound hits an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing unfire at an ancient skeleton. You do not see.
Full.
West. An old crypt. A row of east. An old crypt. This ancient-looking crypt is very dusty, which west. An old crypt. A row of deep in a crypt. In a dank, dark crypt. The north. In a dark crypt. Alas. Underneath a cemetery. Alas. Alas. In a dank, dark crypt. Alas. In a dark crypt. The floor is. Alas. A crypt beneath a mausoleum. In a dark, dank crypt. Alas. A dark, wine. Alas. Alas. Following a long dark hallway. Following along. Deep in a crypt. The hallway turns. Alas, you cannot go that way. A burial chamber. The doorway leads into a rectangular chamber about 40 feet long and 20 feet across. The walls are lined with stone sarcophagi. Many of them have been disturbed. The bones lie scattered around the chamber. The low spots in the floor. Alas, you cannot attack who? You do. Deep in a crypt. A burial chamber. The doorway leads into a burial chamber. The doorway leads into a rectangular chamber about 4 feet across. The walls are lined with stone sarcophagi. Many of them have been disturbed. The bones lie scattered around the chamber. The low spots in the floor form puddles of stinking water which splash underfoot. 6. A crude clay man stands upright here. South. Deep in a crypt. Following a long dark hallway. Following along a dark, winding crypt. Alas, you cannot go that way. In a dark
6
a crypt
a.m.
beneath a mausoleum. In a dark crypt. Alas, you cannot go that way. In a dank underneath a cemetery. The dank air is chill, making the darkness more. Alas, you cannot go that. In a dark crypt. Alas, in a dank, dark crypt. Alas, deep in a crypt. A row of older crypts. Deep in a crypt. Alas, you cannot go that way. In a deep within a crypt. West. A dry, musty crypt. The rough granite walls are devoid of any marking or. Alas, you can. Deep in a musty old crypt. In a dusty old crypt. The floor is simply awash with. Alas, within a dry. The northeast corner of the crypt. The northern part of the. Alas, a dusty, musty crypt. The northern part of the crypt. Deep in an old crypt. A musty old. The northwest. Alas, you can. Alas, in a dry. Alas, deep in an old crypt. Alas, you cannot. Alas, deep within. Alas, deep in it. Alas, you cannot go that. In a
A
musty
few
old crypt.
scratches.
A myling says, this is fun. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a myling. You are not.
Fall.
The pantheon of. Alas, the southwest corner of the crypt. The hallway turns north and east at a sharp, neatly carved corner. Alas, a dusty old crypt. Dust covers everything. Alas, west. A dry, musty crypt.
A few
Small-
scratches.
Ah!
You had the moon. Big nest. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a revenant.
Fall.
You do not see. A dry, musty crypt. The southeast corner of the crypt. The hallway turns northwest at a sharp, neatly carved corner. Deep in a dry crypt. Alas. Deep within a crypt. In a deep. Alas, you cannot. Deep in a crypt. The northern wall has a row of older crypts. This section of the.
A few scratches.
Big
A
nest.
few scratches.
You are rescued by a clay man. An ancient skeleton's claw scratches. An ancient skeleton's claw scratches a clay man. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at an ancient. A clay man jumps to your side in battle. You throw a ball. You throw a ball. Big nasty. You throw a ball freezing on fire at an ancient skeleton. Much better to cold fire. Plus 900. An ancient skeleton.
Oh my god, there's so many freaking skeletons!
You do not see that here. A row of old. The end of it. You are rescued by a. You fail to cast the spell Cold Fire. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at an ancient skeleton. Better to Cold Fire. Plus 960 XP. You throw a ball of freezing. You
A
are
few
not current.
scratches.
You find nothing new. Your search. Alas. A very old crypt. The end of.
Bruises.
An ancient skeleton's claw scratches a claim. You throw a ball of
A few
freezing on fire at an
scratches.
ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at an ancient skeleton. A clay man's punch. Small wounds. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at an ancient skeleton.
Oh, come
Quite
on!
a few. A clay man's punch decimates an ancient skeleton. You throw a ball of. You are currently. A row of old. Deep in a crypt. In a deep. Alas.
Fall.
You can. Alas. Deep within a crypt. Deep in a dry, musty crypt. The rough granite walls are. You scan the surrounding area. East. Deep in a small chamber. This side chamber is devoted to a single sarcophagus, which sits in the center of the room. The rest of the room is bare. A doorway leads west. Into the main hallway of the crypt. 7. A stone sarcophagus stands in the center of the chamber. West. You can't open that. Item is in your inventory. This pouch is made. The sarcophagus is little more than a 7-foot-long stone box with a heavy lid. It doesn't even have an inscription. It is open. You see nothing left in a sarcophagus. Deep in a musty old crypt. In a dusty old crypt. Within a dry, musty crypt. The corridor turns sharply, heading north and west. Spiders must have. Alas, you. The northeast corner of the crypt. The northern part of the crypt is a long, straight east-west hallway, lined on either side with low benches on which skeletons lay. Alas, alas. A dusty, musty crypt. Alas. South. Deep in an old...
Small wounds and bruises.
Small wounds. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a vampire's. You throw a ball of freezing on fire
Okay,
at a...
good.
You fall of freezing on fire at a vampire's.
Come on.
Type lag to check it.
Oh no.
You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a vampire's. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a vampire's. You throw a ball of freezing on
Small
fire at a
wounds and
vampire.
bruises. Quite a few. Yes.
No.
Deep in an old crypt. The dusty hall goes east to west in a
Okay.
straight line. Follow. Vampire spawn has arrived.
Quite a
You have
few
quite a few wounds. You throw a ball of freezing on fire at a vampire spawn. A vampire spawn crumbles into a pile of dust. A vampire spawn is dead. You receive. You are carrying the following 5 items. A brick of tin, well-made leather gloves, a carrying pouch, a blazing torch, light, and a holiday stocking.
Small wounds and bruises.
You don't see anything named scroll in a holiday stocking. Movement is full. You'll need about 3 minutes and 12 seconds to regain mana. You'll need about 33 seconds to regain HP.
Okay, well, we finally almost found the vampiress.
8
So,
AM.
we're going to
A clayman forms from nearby dirt and clay to serve you.
A few scratches.
Plus 267 XP. Your hands take on a 6.
Small wounds and bruises. Small wounds and bruises.
A vampiress looks ill. A vampire's punch decimates. A vampire's punch wounds.
Oh,
A vampire's punch. A vampire.
Quite a few wounds. Small wounds and bruises. Quite a few wounds.
A vampire's crumbles into a pile of dried bones. A vampire's is dead. As the vampire's turns to dust, you see the small silver ring glitter on her finger. The ring falls to the floor and lands somewhere in the pile of dust.
Small
That was the
wounds and
undead creature.
bruises.
This is probably the ring Sonia was talking about. Get it from the ashes. And bring it to her. You receive 2,200 experience. You get a small silver ring from a pile of dried bones and ashes.
Okay.
East. The cemetery. North. West. The healer's tent. 2 walls of the tent consist.
Okay, I will give the ring to
A few
Sonia.
scratches.
You give a small silver ring to Sonia the Elder. Sonia takes the ring with trembling hands, and you see tears welling up in her eyes. It is as I feared. She was my sister, and we had thought her lost in the battle at Pelham. I see now that the
Fool.
evil took her, and used her against us. Please don't tell the others. Please let them continue to think that she died in the town. I could not bear to have others speak ill of her. Please go to Welland and inform him of what you have done. Perhaps this will give us a chance to send for help from Amarkin. Plus 841 XP. You get 160 gold coins.
Cool.
North. West. A small covered hut.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Whelan.
You try to talk to Welland. Welland tells you a bit more about the fall of Pelham. As I told you before, our town was overrun by an army of kobolds. They have set up a camp far off to the southeast of this encampment, blocking the path back to Pelham, and their otherwise loose troop is held together by their leader Spigot. If you can eliminate Spigot, I believe it will cause enough confusion that they will disband. This should allow us to return safely to Pelham. Or what's left of it. You have been given a quest. Type quests to see a list of quests you are currently on. Welland whispers to you, use the quests command to see what quests you are currently on.
Okay, so we have been given a quest. So yeah, I hope.
Restroom chat row 1 column, red circle live studio restroom and 2 more. Compliment, out of list button end stream.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream,
9
and
a.m.
we will do more questing soon. Bye guys.
Studio.restream.io says dialogue.